before you had dollars. Now can you do like bank transfers and stuff like that? Is it easier to buy now? Do you actually have to come with the two bags of money?
I mean, first of all, you don't literally, except for one crazy guy from California. Shout out to Tony. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Not only because it's not legal to come in without or justify without more than $10,000, but because of, I mean, what if something happens? You know, heaven forbid. So it's not for the faint of heart, and I don't think one should do it. But what people do is, the first thing we try to do is we try to play matchmaker to buyer and seller, both of whom might have a foreign account. Now, the buyer, if he's from the U.S., obviously he will have a U.S. account or Canadian account or what have you.
Sure.
The seller sometimes will have a foreign account, perfectly legal. And so maybe you buy something from me as another American living here and selling the Bank of America to Chase and call it a day. And it's perfectly legal to do so. The money doesn't necessarily have to come physically into Argentina for it to be legal. And of course, it makes it far easier and far cheaper because you have to bring money in, whether by regular or irregular channels. And we don't recommend doing the latter either. It should be noted. But they don't. We try to avoid any scenario where they have to come with physical cash on their person. Now, if they do it, or if they absolutely need to do it, we help them in that step as well. It's all part of the hand-holding experience. Sure. Because what I find is that we have a service agreement, right? And one of our service agreements is what we call the 11th hour clause, to where we'll have a guy saying, hey, you know, my name is John Smith, I'm from New York City, and I was here to buy a place, and I'm a seasoned investor. So I figured, I bought it all over the world. I can do this. No, you can't, because you've been living here for long enough to know that we've got our own set of rules. So take everything you know about logic and reasoning and punctuality and throw it out the window, and let's start over. Yeah. So we have a special contract, which is the 11th hour contract, to where they come and essentially say, please help me, because I thought, Remax is international. They'll be able to help me. And no, Remax is international, but they're operating here, just to cite one example.
Sure.
And the people who are operating that particular Remax office might not know about the international back and forth of a foreigner buying here, because you don't just buy the real estate. You have to talk to an accountant. You have to talk to a notary. The notary here is not the same as the notary there. You have to get a special tax ID, which is easy enough to get, but most people don't know about it.
The notary and the escritura, the deed.
The notary, we always like to tell people,
a lot of shady business behind that.
But behind the notary?
Yeah, no, behind the seller.
Well, I mean, like anything you do, you want to have the right people behind you. Or you want to at least talk to people that you know and trust. And so the notary becomes possibly the single most important player, because he is a public officer of the law, and what he says and or what he
law.
Yeah, well,
the law.
Well, the law is the law. There's
Argentine law.
Yeah, what you do or how you skirt the law is an entirely different matter. But that reminded me of a story I had with a guy from Russia who was